So right now, I was looking at miner stats. So each NFT at 155 gigahash is making around. It's projected to make $170 a month. So,
Nice.
and Kaspa, as you know, Alex, has been keeping up with the difficulty. Even though the difficulty is going to increase, Kaspa just hit all-time highs, one after the other, the last couple of months. Even one almost yesterday was 5 cents. So we do believe in Kaspa. We believe that it has a great future. If it's doing this in a bear market like the one we're on, we can only imagine what to expect in a bull market.
This will actually pay out Kaspa tokens to people's Kaspa wallets, right?
That's correct. Yes, it's an authentic mining experience. So it's as if you've purchased your own miner, you'd be receiving that native coin. So essentially, we wanted to provide that same concept. And it's completely decentralized. There's no conversion. It's just hash rate ownership per NFT, which grants you access to the direct native coin. So in this case, it's 100% Kaspa. We are 100% hydro powered in our facility. So this will be the same exact thing for Kaspa as well.
Very cool. So you'll be utilizing the same facilities for these miners?
That's correct, yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
And that's all based in the United States too, which I like.
Yes, absolutely.
So again, we don't want to give projections or, because sometimes people hold you to those. So we like to market a hash rate. People can go into, I can go to that website right now since I'm sharing my screen. Miner stats, Kaspa, and you can put in the hash rate, the exact hash rate. For example, here is 175. Let's do. Power consumption about 64 watts. Electric 0.08, and you can get the estimated projection currently for 30 days is about 182 USD. And like I said earlier, the electric per NFT is less than $4 a month.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
that is
that's
a
amazing.
quick ROI if we were just basing it off of today's market conditions, based on this profitability.
But we do expect the difficulty to go up, but we also expect Kaspa to keep pumping. So
yep.
And Kaspa's like 4 cents or something right now. Approximately it's between 3 and 5 cents. I think it's been bouncing. I think it took off a little bit today. It went up like 25% or something.
Yeah, yesterday. Yep. It was up 20%.
Definitely.
So, but that's so cheap still in my mind where it could be. So if it does say do like a 40 or 50x and you're making what 3,800 plus Kaspa a month with one of those, let's just say Kaspa gets to $1. That's almost $4,000 a month. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Hey everybody, it's Alex here, and on today's episode of the YaBonks Show, I have two very special guests that you probably recognize from my channel already. I have AJ and Zara from Ace Miners, and they are here to talk about their new MinerZ NFT Kaspa edition collection. And Ace Miners is a hydroelectric powered proof of work mining project in the United States run by a well-known and experienced team. And Kaspa, if you guys don't know what Kaspa is, it's a new layer 1 blockchain, or more technically a block DAG, directed acyclic graph, that is taking off in the DeFi space because of its unprecedented speed, scalability, decentralization, and security. And their new MinerZ Kaspa mining NFTs are almost sold out. All right, AJ, Zara, with that being said, do you guys want to say hi to the audience and give a brief introduction about yourselves?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for having us on here once again. You guys may already recognize us as we've been here before. So thank you once again, Alex. We really do appreciate you taking the time to conduct this AMA. Just a little bit of background. So my name is Zara. I started back in crypto in 2017, started with bot trading, and then moved on to mining. And long story short, I just started mining from the comfort of my home. And I was intrigued by the entire process. And then I ended up investing in a pod in Washington State. And later on, we progressed into Oregon. So our focus was 100% hydro-powered mining farms, and we wanted to be able to minimize our carbon footprint. And then later on, we came up with the concept of fractionalized mining, which grants users access to hash rate power per NFT. So essentially similar to cloud mining. And the latest is MinerZ NFT edition, which is the very same concept, except with Kaspa, a focus on Kaspa specifically, with the KS3s through Bitmain, just because of the higher price ticket. And so we wanted to be able to mitigate that risk and lower that price upon entry for our users.
Awesome. And AJ, how about you? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is AJ. It's nice to be here again with you, Alex. Yeah. So I'm Zara's brother, by the way. We've been in the mining industry for a while now. Like she said, we introduced our first mining project, Ace Miners NFT, which mines Litecoin, Cadena, and CKB. Like she said, we are a hash rate service provider for NFT, just like owning your own miner. We pay native coins as well. We were the first mining projects to ever pay in the native coins, so we're really proud about that. The same thing for our Kaspa mining edition, which is we only have about 40 NFTs remaining. So everything is done natively. I am the operations manager for Ace Miners, and I do also some Ace Miners Pro selling, fixing customers' farms or setup and configuration, things like that. So I'm the numbers guy.
Awesome. And as everybody can probably tell, you guys are both very experienced and have been working in this space for a while. And if for anybody who doesn't know, Ace Miners is one of the most popular mining NFT projects in the whole DeFi space. They're one of the most well-known. Everybody in all the circles I run in think of them very highly. Fully doxed team. You guys are always so transparent. And as I was just telling you guys, I'm super impressed that you have executed on your roadmaps and done everything that you said you were going to do, which is a rare thing out here in DeFi. Now, can you give me a brief overview or like an elevator pitch of the MinerZ Kaspa edition NFTs?
Absolutely, Alex. So MinerZ NFT focuses on the latest next-gen miners. So the Kaspa edition specifically focuses on the Antminer KS3 by Bitmain, but the entire collection as a whole focuses on providing, access to these latest gen miners. Typically, these are high-ticket items, so to be able to get, introduced to them, you do have to have at least, $30,000 to $50,000 to invest, depending on which miner you're selecting. So this is really a way to allow, users to be able to fractionalize that as well and reduce their risk upon entry. So this is specifically related to Kaspa, but Miners in general is focusing on the latest gen miners.
Okay.
Yeah, so awesome. When it comes to the Kaspa edition, Bitmain released initially the Antminers KS3, like Zara said. They priced it around $50,000. So it was a high ticket item to get entry to. So we thought about fractionalizing. Our customers brought it to our attention at Ace Miners Pro if there was a way to split or fractionalize the miner. So we thought, what best way to do it rather than with NFTs? So that's what we did. Each NFT comes with a dedicated hash rate. Right now it's 155 gigahash per NFT with 64 watts of power consumption at 0.08 kilowatt hour. So that comes up to about $4 a month in electric per NFT.
Wow.
So right now, I was looking at miner stats. So each NFT at 155 gigahash is making it's projected to make $170 a month. Nice. So, and Kaspa, as you know, Alex, has been keeping up with the difficulty. Even though the difficulty is going to increase, Kaspa just hit all-time highs, one after the other, the last couple of months. Even one almost yesterday was 5 cents. So we do believe in Kaspa. We believe that it has a great future. If it's doing this in a bear market like the one we're on, we can only imagine what to expect in a bull market.
Absolutely.
Also, upon minting out, so right now we sold 400 NFTs. Those NFTs are mining. Our holders are accumulating those Kaspa rewards. The first payout will go out right before the second batch comes out, which we're minting right now. So we have a batch of 100 NFTs, the last from anywhere from 400 to 500 numbered NFTs. Those will be with the second batch, and upon mint out, we'll be able to increase everyone's hash rate to 175 gigahash. So that's going to be once the second batch comes in. So.
Okay. So once that second batch comes in and you mint out this batch, you guys are going to boost the hashing rewards per NFT.
Yes, exactly. From 150 to 175 gigahash.
Awesome. And we'll jump into Kaspa and why, like, I'm bullish on it. I know you guys are too, in the long term, especially going into the next bull run. And we'll jump into that here briefly. But first, do you guys have any news or big announcements that you want to share with the audience before we dive into all of that?
Not really. We have our reveal party coming up. It's scheduled for Sunday, so we're excited about that. All our ants will be revealed, even the ones that have not minted. Those will be revealed as they mint. So, but we're excited about the party. Yep.
And we have some really cool legendaries with additional perks that they come with as well.
Yeah, each legendary comes with a Bitcoin coin that's 5 grams of pure gold.
No way.
Yes. So.
I've got my silver 1 ounce Bitcoin right here.
Oh, nice.
This is how I make hard decisions. I'm like, heads or tails. This is how I make the hard decisions in life. No, I keep this with me as my lucky coin, and it just reminds me, I'm like, stack Bitcoin. And if I forget about it, I look down, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Stacking Bitcoin before the next bull run.
That's a great reminder, Alex.
Yeah. So that's awesome. That's super exciting. So 5 gram gold Bitcoin for somebody who mints one of the legendary MinerZ Kaspa Edition NFTs.
Exactly. Yes. And we have 2 of them in the collection.
I love gold. All right. Who doesn't, right? That's
exactly.
That's so cool. That's exciting stuff. All right, so and before we also jump into anything, I want to point out I'm wearing my Ace Miners NFT hoodie, and I've got one. My wife has one. It's the comfiest hoodie I own. I literally, when it's fall, winter, and spring, I wear this thing like all the time. And I traveled to Dubai last year, and this was the only hoodie I brought with me. I'm like, if I need a warm piece of clothing, I'm bringing my favorite hoodie with me, and they're super cool. I got a bunch of interesting looks from your NFT artwork, the robot with the Bitcoin under it, and I just wanted to point that out. I don't know if you guys are still selling these on your store, but you guys didn't pay me to say this. I'm telling you, this is my honest feedback. It's the nicest hoodie I own by far. The inside is the softest material I've ever felt. You could wear this without an undershirt. All right, that's my Ace Miners NFT hoodie plug right there. So,
well, stay tuned for the ant one. It's gonna pretty much be very similar to that, but it's gonna have the nice looking ant on the back. So you'll be receiving those, Alex.
That's awesome. And you should, like, my wife, she's outside, like, feeding, like, the chickens and goats at the animal sanctuary in her, like, Ace Miners NFT hoodie. It's
I
great.
love it. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, all right. Now, now we'll jump into the real juicy stuff here. First thing I want to ask is, what is the main value proposition for users? So, like, if you had to guess, what do you think would be a best case scenario, a middle of the road scenario, and a worst case scenario for somebody who gets one of these NFTs?
So with the Ant NFTs, they're priced at $1,100. So there is a higher potential, but that comes also with risk. More potential you have, the more risk you're taking. However, like I said, we really believe in Kaspa. It's very scalable. It has blocks, I think, speed of 1 block per second. And unlike other traditional blockchain, it's not really it works in a parallel algorithm called ghost tag. So instead of having 1 block, it can create multiple blocks within that same second. So it makes it a lot more scalable. It had a very fair launch. It's 100% proof of work. So we're very bullish on Kaspa. So this is a high risk, high reward, that's why, and we also believe that Bitmain pricing the miners for $50,000 a miner has a lot of potential, because Bitmain miners, they usually price them around 6,000, 7,000 when they're initially released. So then for them pricing them at 50,000, they can tell what kind of potential this miner has in a bull run.
Yeah, absolutely. And you always want to invest in a miner that's, well, from our experience, actually, it's been that we've wanted to always invest in a miner that's manufactured by Bitmain because they're highly competitive. Which means, they're always going to try to see what's out there, replicate it, and, provide a more efficient, more profitable miner, which is exactly what happened when the Ice River launched the 8 terahash. Bitmain came out with the 9.4 terahash. And that's exactly what we were mining right now with. It's the 9.4 terahash. So just a reminder that it's really important to select the appropriate miner, to do the research on the network difficulty, which has been really stable for the last couple of weeks. So I think this is, as AJ mentioned, it's a high risk, high reward, but it's also a lower price upon entry. So you're not having to spend $50,000 all at once. You're able to, spend a little bit here and there, and then kind of mitigate that risk.
And so if I'm looking at this from like a value perspective, I get one of these for like $1,100. It was like 0.6 ether or whatever. Say I mint one of these and I'm getting a certain amount of terahash of mining power and rewards per month. And I'm then gradually accumulating Kaspa tokens in my Kaspa wallet. And let's say I hodl those Kaspa tokens. I hold on to them until, let's say, the bull run, say it starts, everything's peaking in the bull run. And let's say I start DCAing out. I start selling my Kaspa tokens over some weeks and months in the bull run. How do you think I would do in that situation?
That would be the best case scenario, Alex, if you can hold on to those coins and allow them to accumulate more value, because this is massive, right? Crypto is all about timing. So if we can time it perfectly, getting in when the price of the coin is low so that you're mining the dip, and then accumulating and then preparing for the bull market. So I think best case scenario is to hold on to it, sell during a bull, and really that's the quickest ROI in my opinion. So I think best case scenario is this coin is going to, anywhere from 20 to 100x. Can't really say an exact number, but it's got massive potential. And then I really think, in any case with mining, you always want to mine the dip when the difficulty is actually lower. And then you hold on to those coins and sell during a bull. So I think that would be our recommendation, Alex.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we advise our holders, to mine the dip, accumulate as many coins as they can during a bear market, and then wait for a bull run. And that's exactly why we're paying in native, because if we paid in any other coins, then you lose the whole point of mining Kaspa.
Yeah.
So that's exactly why. So that's exactly what we preach our holders. Kaspa might be 5 cents now, but during a bull market, you can imagine what it's going to do. And then you can sell your whole mined accumulated rewards. You can ROI right away. Again, not financial advice. This is what we think will happen. Hopefully it'll go 10x plus for Kaspa. It has a lot of potential. So, but you're right, Alex. That's exactly what we preach our holders to do.
Awesome. All right. So I've got the right idea of how to play this thing. And I did a lot of research about Kaspa leading up to this AMA. And you guys got, I am so bullish on Kaspa. Obviously, Bitcoin is my old faithful, right? And that's always going to be my number one. But I'm always looking for altcoins that have huge potential into this next bull run. And like you both said, like AJ, you said you're thinking at least a 10x. AJ's 20 to, or Zara's 20 to 100x. And from the research I was doing, a lot of other people also agree that 40x, 50x is totally realistic, especially if you do the strategy of DCA in the dip and then DCA out in the bull run to get the best, maximization of your gains. I totally agree with that. It's super undervalued right now. It's almost decoupled from the market because it's so new and up and coming. Like, it's doing its own thing. Obviously, it still follows the macro cycles, but like it's got its own volatility, which is always a good sign to me, because that means it has demand for it above and beyond just like what Bitcoin's doing. And then when Bitcoin goes and takes off and all the capital flows back into the crypto market, people are going to see, you know, Kaspa kind of going extra above and beyond, and more will flow into that, and it can maximize those gains. And a lot of people generally say if it's a really solid layer 1 blockchain, or block DAG in this case, you can look at like a 40x from bear market to bull, especially when at first, you know, it's first like bull run where it really takes off. So I'm super bullish on Kaspa. Why did you guys specifically choose Kaspa for this Antminer's NFT Kaspa edition collection?
So we wanted the NFTs to coincide with the latest release miners, and Bitmain just happened to release this miners. They announced it against I think in July or August. So we wanted to time it perfectly with the miners release. So that's why we chose Kaspa. Also, when we looked into Kaspa, we held Kaspa. I hold Kaspa even before I mined it with GPUs a while back.
Nice, so, lucky. Ah, man.
Yeah, just a little bit, not much, just to test it. I wish I did more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but we really believe in it. For example, you brought up Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a great store of value asset. You can't transfer it all the time, and it's slow. It's high fees. For Kaspa, when I send my Kaspa to another wallet, I check my other wallet, and it's there before I have the chance to check the wallet. So it's
That's awesome.
It's super fast. They're also working on smart contracts. So I know the devs are looking to incorporate that. So they see Kaspa as the silver to Bitcoin. So you can use Kaspa for everyday transactions, and still you have Bitcoin as your store of value.
Awesome. And and Zara, I know you are in close communication with a lot of big players in the ASIC space and the mining space. I know you go to a lot of conferences, and you know a lot of people at these large companies. What is your general consensus and your opinion, and what you've gathered from others in those situations about Kaspa?
Absolutely. No, I think, Alex, a lot of people initially feared that network difficulty going up and the profitability going down. But to everyone's surprise, the actual opposite has happened, because a lot of people didn't get involved. And, you know, we've seen what happened to Kadena with the KD6 and the KD5s, unfortunately. And so this is a good example, because instead of taking that risk all at once, you're taking, smaller risk with purchasing an NFT, and then not having to worry about the noise and the electricity and all the, hassle that comes with mining. But the general consensus is quite positive, especially because Bitmain priced them at a much higher rate. And from our experience, we've seen that happens when they know that the profitability is going to be long-term. Because if you look at the KA3s for Kadena, they were priced at right about $5,300 a couple months back, and they were making $60, a day per unit. And prices have dropped drastically. Right now, you can get a KA3 anywhere from $2,600 to $3,000. And so Bitmain had already studied the network difficulty, and they could foresee what that price would look like. And so they've done the same thing with Kaspa. And I've been able to connect with individuals within Bitmain that have shared that information with me as well, which is why you could see the price tag is still very high, even after the profitability has dropped significantly, but it's still very, very steady. So I think overall that gives us, some reassurance to our holders, and it's a very positive outcome for all of us. So I'm very bullish on it as a whole.
Yeah, and also to add on what Zara said, also you can see that all these miners are coming online, and Kaspa, the value of Kaspa is still holding up. Usually you have sell pressure of these miners to be able to pay for their maintenance or pay for their whatever they need to pay for. But Kaspa, for some reason, has been holding us strong, even hit 5 cents yesterday. So we're very bullish about that.
And I'm not an expert on this part of it, but I know they have a very interesting reward inflation strategy that is like each month it's a little less inflationary, and then there's like in a couple years there's like a big drop off.
Yeah, it works a little different than the traditional halving that you have with Bitcoin or Litecoin. They don't cut the rewards in half every few years, but it's an emission protocol that cuts down a little bit of rewards each month. That hopefully it's not that noticeable, but it still keeps the inflation down. That's the whole point.
Absolutely, and yeah, and also like you were saying, it's a block DAG, not just like a blockchain. So it's not just like once they start scaling, it's not one transaction a second or whatever it is. It's like 32 or something. It's crazy how it scales. You got the parallel chains, and like the orphan blocks can get used, and then you've got like the vertices are the blocks and they're all touching each other. It gets crazy. If you guys are in a network topology and architecture, it's really interesting. And then also they're looking to switch to Rust language here at some point, I believe, which is going to speed things up even more. And for a proof of work, it's crazy fast. Like, and because it's proof of work, it's more secure and more decentralized. Now, how does somebody use Kaspa? Do I have to go get a special wallet?
Yeah, so you have a few options. The main one that most people use is the browser Kaspa wallet. It's let me get the link. It's wallet.kaspanet.io. So that's the one that it works on mobile as well, but it's not like an app. You just use it's browser based. We do recommend a cold wallet, like a Tangem wallet. That's the one that we use. I don't know if you heard about Tangem, but it's a device. It looks like a credit card. Let me see if I can pull it out. I have one right here.
I actually just met with them
nice.
in Singapore yesterday. Yep. Great team. Cool. They're based out of Switzerland. And although it takes a while to get their cards, I mean, it takes a couple of weeks because they ship from Europe, but very reliable.
Yeah, and there's no seed phrase at all. So it's everything's encrypted within the chip, so that's never visible. So it limits the vulnerabilities. You can't get hacked because you don't even know your seed phrase. So it protects you that way, and you get two backup cards in case you lose one. But it's I really like it. Yep.
Nice. Okay, so there's a browser-based Kaspa wallet, and you guys recommend getting a cold wallet like a Tangem, and to secure it even further. All right. Now, with that being said, you guys are paying out in native tokens, which, by the way, for those who don't know this, it is very technically difficult to do this. And I'm a software engineer. I talk to a ton of mining companies and projects, and it's really hard to set up the technical infrastructure and payout systems to pay out on the native chains for a mining project. And you guys pulled it off, which is super impressive. You said you were thinking about doing it and you did it. I love that. So this will actually pay out Kaspa tokens to people's Kaspa wallets, right?
That's correct. Yes. It's an authentic mining experience. So it's as if you've purchased your own miner, you'd be receiving that native coin. So essentially, we wanted to provide that same concept. And it's completely decentralized. There's no conversion. It's just hash rate ownership per NFT, which grants you access to the direct native coin. So in this case, it's 100% Kaspa.
Yeah, and everything is done directly in our dashboard. So the holders holds their NFTs on ETH. All our NFTs are on ETH. So they connect their MetaMask or whatever ETH wallet to the dashboard. Then they'll be prompted to verify their native Kaspa address on the dashboard. Once they verify, then they can claim the mined rewards. So it's very easy, very user-friendly. Just a few clicks. We're not trying to make it complicated. So we try to, even though it's a complex system in the background, we try to simplify as much as we could.
Now, let me pull up the dashboard here to show everybody what you're talking about. So here is the Antminer's dashboard. Do you want to explain what I'm looking at here?
So that's the main page. The mining stats are showing up at the bottom. If you scroll down a little bit, since we haven't had a payout cycle, that's why you see mined as payout cycle 0, because that's just the total mined. So that's how much our hash rate is for our current 400 NFTs. So we have a bunch of KS3s running. And so that total mined Kaspa is at 350,000. So, and that's only we've been mining for maybe a little over a week with the miners that we have. So that's going to keep increasing. The hash rate is going to keep going up as more miners are coming online.
Wow.
So yeah, that's divided by our first 400 NFTs, because we had some people that started minting since last month. So we gave priority to those holders. But like we said earlier, the next 100 NFTs, we have about 44 left. Those are for the second batch of Bitmain miners. We are working to try to get those miners earlier than when Bitmain releases them for second batch, but we don't want to overpromise. So, but we're working on it.
Awesome. Very cool. Super slick dashboard. It's dapp.antminersnft.io. And that's antminers with a Z.
Go to claim rewards. So this is where you go ahead and verify. You put in your Kaspa address. If you try to type in any other address, it's not going to take it because it verifies the actual that it's an actual valid Kaspa address. So you type it in here, you confirm it, and then you'll have this button changed to claim now, and it's gonna and you can just hit claim now, and it's gonna send you your Kaspa. And at the bottom here, claim reward history. It shows you the address here. I'm gonna go to the Ace Miners dashboard because that's up and running. I can show you exactly how it works.
And just a reminder, we are 100% hydro powered in our facility. So this will be the same exact thing for Kaspa as well.
Very cool. So you'll be utilizing the same facilities for these miners?
That's correct, yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
And that's all based in the United States too, which I like.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. And as you can see here, Alex, you see their claim reward history. This is for Ace Miners, and it shows you that this is the request ID, reward amount that you picked up, and even the transaction hash. You click on it, and it tells you exactly.
Wow, that's
it shows
slick.
you the So it's very easy for end user. And Ace Miners NFT is a little more complex because we're paying out in 3 different coins with the same dashboard. Yeah. So one transaction, you get 3 transaction hashes for each coin that we're mining.
Amazing. This is super slick. Like that is really well done. So I'm super impressed you guys pulled that off how you did.
Yeah, the pictures are not showing up, but I know the dev is pushing out a Wallet Connect update that can fix this. But here you should be able to see all your NFTs and numbers. But yeah, he's working on upgrading that. But it's already fully functional. We had a few months payouts already sent out to holders, and we're going to keep doing it on a monthly basis.
Amazing. Now, at the date of recording today is September 14th, 2023. When do you think the Kaspa Antminers NFTs will start paying rewards out to users that they can then claim in their wallet?
So as soon as we get the second batch, we receive it, we'll send the first reward to the first 400 NFTs. So hopefully by the end of this month. So once that's done, then we'll reset the miners and start mining for all 500 NFT holders together with all the miners that we have acquired.
Wow, and then that would be monthly. So, but everybody, including the last 100 here, should be getting payouts in at the end of October-ish or beginning of
Exactly.
November?
Yes. So the payouts are 30 days after the miners are all running. So yes, about the end of October. Also the hash rate, 155, or which is going to be 175 gigahash. There are no fees taken from that. So there's no support fees. There's no compounding fees. Everything is flat, dedicated hash rates, and everything's going back to the holders. So it's a little different from Ace Miners, where we have compounding and we keep acquiring more miners. But this is a little different. We want to give a dedicated hash rate, just exactly as you own your own miner, back to the holders.
Interesting. So why the difference? And is that sustainable in terms of making sure you have funds saved up in like a sinking fund or something in case of, new ASICs coming out and you guys having to upgrade so you don't become, your other devices don't become obsolete, or repairs, things like that?
So we did this way because Kaspa is a little, like I said, high reward, high risk. So we wanted to give a real mining experience back to the holders, because we're gonna come out with more NFTs later. So if they want to go ahead and acquire more miners later, they can just purchase the new NFTs. But we wanted to give a full 100% mining experience back to the holders. They have full control of their funds to be able to do whatever they need to do with them. Also, this is a Bitmain latest release. We had the L3s running for about 6 years now, no issues, as long as we keep good maintenance. So we're not worried about their longevity. That's why we go with Bitmain. They're the best in the business, even though their business practices are a little unethical, to be honest. But yes, they're still the best.
They're just aggressively competitive, and like I really can't. Yep. I mean, it's hard to fault them for that part of their business, right? You do what you got to do to be successful in business, and I know, yeah, like I know, what was it? They came out with like one of the Kadena ASICs and just like obliterated the whole market overnight.
It was gold shell, yeah. It was 4 times as more powerful while consuming less electric. So it was, yeah.
Well, that's when you know to never invest in any other manufacturer, because we've learned our lessons. Well, I've seen it multiple times with my clients. So
yeah,
always go with Bitmain. Their miners are very durable, and I can speak on the L3 as AJ mentioned, as well as the L7. We've had some issues with K3s, unfortunately, but everything else has been great. The K7s. The XPs have some problems, I will say, but thankfully, we're not Bitcoin mining right now, so we don't have any issues.
Yeah, the K3s have been a nightmare, to be honest. We've been needing to send a bunch of them back to Bitmain for repair every week. We're sending a bunch of them back. But yeah, the L7s have been rock solid. We've been running them for a few years, no issues at all. Even the CKB miners, the K7s, we have about 10 of them for the community, no issues at all. So yeah, but the failover rate for the K3 has been pretty bad.
Absolutely.
I've heard that. That seems to be across the board in the industry. And do you guys? Well, I think it's very pragmatic for you guys to go with Bitmain. I think that's smart. And do you guys have relationships and contacts in place for those repairs for your facilities?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely, Alex. We've got actually partnerships with several different repair centers. One of them is based in Washington State, so we get all of our requests expedited. Especially if we're shipping directly from Oregon to Washington, it's a very quick turnaround. But initially, we had developed a relationship with the Delaware Center. But that is quite a long way from Oregon to Delaware for shipping. So we've been utilizing Washington, which has been great. We've actually had the latest KA3 that we sent out. We received it within like 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
After shipping it out for repair. Yeah. So that was, definitely a first, because with Delaware, it was taking a couple of weeks. So, so we're really grateful for that. And we've developed a lot of partnerships along the way with repair centers.
And all of these repair facilities are Bitmain approved. So Bitmain approved them. So they're official.
That's awesome. And you mentioned this has that slightly different model than the Ace miners, where you guys aren't setting aside from at least the revenue from these mining rewards. You're not setting that aside for like a sinking fund or anything. That's still coming from the Ace miners side for your entire operation, correct?
So for miners, it's very simple. What can go wrong? It's you got a control board, you got fans. Those are cheap. You don't have a hard drive. You don't have a motherboard. It's just hash boards. Everything else we can fix. If there's an issue with the hash board, we usually send it to a repair center. It's $150, $200 to repair. But like I said, with the L7 we've been running, we haven't had much issues. Yeah, ASICs are very simple concept computers. They're just control board, hash board, fans, and power supply. That's pretty much it.
And we actually keep a lot of those parts on hand in our facility. We've got the fans and control boards ready to be swapped if need be. If we need to have the boards flashed, we get those shipped out. So besides that, we can handle everything else in-house.
And if something else big does happen, we're always going to hold community votes, so the community has a say. So yeah, we're not very worried about that at all.
Okay. Now, with the lifespan of these NFTs, do these just print Kaspa rewards forever for the life of the company, or is it for the life of this batch of ASICs that you guys ordered with these NFTs?
So as long as Kaspa mining is profitable, especially like we covered earlier, each NFT only consumes about 64 watts, which is about $4 a month of electric. So we want to give the holders back the real mining experience. We're even looking into it works exactly as hosting for our customers. They purchase some miners, they pay for the electric, and they get the rewards in their wallets. It's no different than purchasing your own miner.
Okay. And does this NFT say you guys are doing great 10 years into the future? If I have one of these Kaspa NFTs, will that still be working in 10 years potentially?
There are a lot of factors. Let's say Kaspa goes 100x and Bitmain doesn't come up with a miner in 8 years. Yes, these will be very profitable. For example, we've seen a lot of customers turn on the L3s after shutting them down for about a year during last bear market, and then they turn it back on last bull market, and they were very profitable again. So again, it's a market. It's by market conditions. There are a lot of factors.
So I'm not really talking about profitability as much as like these NFTs. They don't have like a hard cutoff. Like
no,
in 4 years or when this ASIC miner dies, then these NFTs are scrapped. They no longer work. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like these. You have one of these NFTs, and it's going to be working. And as long as you guys are mining Kaspa, right, it's going to still be that 150, 175 terahash value in that NFT forever.
Exactly. As long as we're able to mine it and doing so in a profitable way, there is no expiration dates on the NFTs. I know
that's good. A
lot of mining projects have a warranty or an expiration date for the NFTs. These, they don't have an expiration date. Yes, we're not continually increasing our hash rate, but yeah, we'll be able to deliver the hash rate that we marketed on a dedicated basis per NFT.
So with your ASICs and everything, I know you guys have good connections with Bitmain. Do you guys have like warranties or insurance on any of these devices that you order? Because you said they're like $50,000. Do you guys have like a warranty if they like get here and they're duds? Are you guys okay? Like,
yeah, they come with a full 6-month manufacturer warranty. Zara knows more about that, so she can cover it.
Because we've been such a loyal client of Bitmain's, we have been able to get an extended period of a warranty. Typically, it's 6 months for all of the brand new units, but we've been able to squeeze up to a year. So yes, we are covered 100%. If the miner comes in and it's not hashing, we can send it back to them. If they're unable to fix it, we get a replacement.
Awesome. And that's great. And for devices like this, it's generally, if they're working in that first like couple weeks, like they're probably going to be good for the full lifetime if you guys take good care of them.
Yeah, the environment plays a huge role as well. So we pride ourselves in operating in a traditional data center as well, which helps.
And for anybody who hasn't seen my first Ace Miners AMA, check that out. We dive all into their facilities and their best practices with climate control, environmental stuff, keeping dust free, humidity down, all that. So do you guys have any, like, I know I kind of asked this at the beginning a little bit, and I know this is kind of a tricky one to ask, but do you guys have any estimates or projections on how these NFTs will perform monthly or yearly with your with how you guys feel about Kaspa?
So again, we don't want to give projections or because sometimes people hold you to those. So we like to market a hash rate. People can go into I can go to that website right now since I'm sharing my screen. MinerZ Kaspa, and you can put in the hash rate, the exact hash rate. For example, here it's 175. Let's do. Power consumption about 64 watts. Electric 0.08, and you can get the estimated projection currently for 30 days is about 182 USD. And like I said earlier, the electric per NFT is less than $4 a month.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
that is
that's
a
amazing.
pretty quick ROI if we were just basing it off of today's market conditions, based on this profitability.
But we do expect the difficulty to go up, but we also expect Kaspa to keep pumping. So
yeah,
and
that's
Kaspa's like 4 cents or something right now. Approximately it's between 3 and 5 cents. I think it's been bouncing. I think it took off a little bit today. It went up like 25% or something.
Yeah, yesterday. Yep, it was up 20%.
Definitely.
So, but that's so cheap still in my mind where it could be. So if it does say do like a 40 or 50x and you're making what 3,800 plus Kaspa a month with one of those, let's just say Kaspa gets to $1. That's almost $4,000 a month, right?
Exactly.
And that's if you've been accumulating. So if you're keeping your rewards and not just dumping them, you keep it. And that's why I love these projects, by the way, like you guys with your mining rewards. It's a way for me to DCA in to tokens that I like, especially proof of work ones. So I could just accumulate Kaspa in this situation over months and years. And then when I think the time is right with the market, I can start DCAing out and start selling at where I believe, the relative top is. And if I do that even somewhat right, like let's say it gets to $1 and I start DCAing out, that means all those months I would have been putting almost $4,000 away. And then, I would be selling at that point. I don't know, what's $4,000 times 12 months? That's like, $48,000 potentially if you were to time this right. And what I like about this, because people always say this is the big argument, by the way, in this space. Why not just buy Kaspa with that money? Why not spend $1,100 on Kaspa token versus getting one of these mining NFTs? And I'll let you guys answer first, and then I'll give my opinion on that.
A lot of people do that. I mean, when you buy Kaspa initially, you get a set quantity of coins. So when you're mining it, you're able to DCA in a mining way, in a way that you accumulate more coins in the long term. Let's say the ROI is two years, and the lifespan of the miners is 5 years. So you have 3 extra years of accumulating more coins for more potential in the future. That's why we really preach and try to advise our holders to hold on to the coins and wait for a bull market, then resell them. Also, another benefit of our NFTs is that you can trade them and sell them on the marketplace. So imagine in a bull market, they're not going to be worth $1,100 when Kaspa is pumping and it's 50x compared to what it is now. So that's another way that they can profit from these NFTs. And it's much easier to flip than listing a miner on eBay. Right. So you just sell the NFT and then that's it.
Yeah. Yep. And then it's sort of like you make one purchase, one investment for that NFT or that miner, and it's going to produce, passive rewards instead of, having to continuously purchase Kaspa. So essentially, you're just making one purchase that's going to produce Kaspa for the longevity of the miner, which, can be many years. So I think it's a much better approach. Now, it does depend on the coin. It depends on the miner. There are several factors. But in this case, it's much better to make a one-time investment that's going to produce Kaspa for, X amount of years.
And I agree with you. And I'm not just saying that. I actually love these types of companies and projects if they are legit, which I believe you guys fully are. And
absolutely.
For me, I'm an impulsive person. I even identify as a DeFi degen, right? So I do crazy stuff impulsively when I see candles going up, right? I'm like, oh, I got to chase that. And oh, this knife's falling. Let me catch that real quick. Don't do that, by the way. Don't trade like me. DCA in. And NFTs like this are a way to basically force myself into a DCA strategy for a set amount of money that I'm willing to put out at the outlay of whatever this is. So say I want to go into a Kaspa position. I want to buy $1,000 worth of Kaspa approximately. I'd buy one of these NFTs and I would sit there and I would accumulate almost 4,000 Kaspa a month for years and years and years. And I've even done calculations. I've busted out my calculator and spreadsheets on a bunch of these different mining NFT projects and compared it to just buying the token itself at a point in time. And I'm like, if I spend that same money on one of these NFTs, I would at, X point in time in the bull market match what I would have gotten if I just bought and then sold later. But then it keeps going. The NFT keeps printing tokens. You just keep getting more and more and more for years after that. And at that point, like the ROI calculations this is not financial advice, none of that, yada yada. This is just me playing around with a calculator. But like it starts taking off far and beyond if you just bought and sold with that same amount of capital. In my opinion, obviously, this is all speculative stuff. Like Kaspa's new, but that's why we're here, because when you're in a new speculative project that's so promising, especially new layer one, it can be extremely lucrative if you time things right. And like if the price doubles, I'd have a hard time not selling immediately. Like, all right, I just made 200%. Instead, this kind of forces me to just DCA month after month, and then I'm more realistically able to get the 10x's, the 20x's, the 30x's kind of plays. And then after I've already done that, this thing will just keep trickling in more Kaspa into my wallet after I've already taken my profit in the bull run, and it starts setting me up for the next bull run. And that's personally why I do this. And also, Zara, you made a good point. It saves you time, because buying something every month, I'm ADD. Like, I have so much stuff. I run multiple businesses. I run an animal sanctuary. It's really hard for me to sit down and be like, all right, I need to buy this coin and this coin and this coin every month. This way, I just set it and forget it. It's on autopilot. And then when I'm doing my DeFi stuff, I have like a bookmark list, and I go like, all right, go claim this here, go claim this here. And it's like payday. It's fun. I get to go collect all my little paychecks for each project I'm in that's actually still alive and producing. Anyway, so I totally agree with both of you on that.
Absolutely. No, you've got your hands full. You can't be setting notifications to purchase each coin, every month. So this is a very passive way of generating those rewards. So, you just kind of purchase that NFT, forget about it. It's building value in your wallet, without you having to do any of that work. So, and we actually proposed this initially because we understood the hard work that comes with mining and the hassle that comes with it. So, we wanted to provide a hassle-free way to generate those rewards.
And that was my next question for you is, why would somebody want to get one of these NFTs versus buying an ASIC device?
Yes. So purchasing one ASIC, it's not as big of a hassle as operating a mining farm, but having one ASIC, you're still having to deal with the noise, the heat, requirements for power upgrades. Sometimes you're not able to operate at home. You can, but it's very tricky. And I've seen it happen way too many times where clients would purchase, 5-6 miners, and then a week later they call me and they're like, hey, I've got to send these back to you for hosting because my wife is going to kill me, right? And so
I feel that so much.
So I've seen that happen way too many times. So really this is, it's cloud mining. So you're essentially getting all of the perks and benefits without having to do any of the work. We've been there. We see what it's like. And, having to troubleshoot, to replace fans, replace control boards. It requires a tech background. So if you have that, great, by all means, get yourself a miner instead. But the majority of people don't have the time to deal with all that. So I think it's much easier to hold on to a digital asset and be able to gain perks, the same exact way.
Absolutely. Great answer there. I totally agree with you. I am a hobbyist miner myself with GPUs, and even just my 6 GPUs, it's so much like time and work, and like in the bear market,
it's a job.
It is. It takes so much time, especially to stay up with all the research and the latest, proof of work protocols and algorithms to use and pools, and it's super fun. Don't get me wrong, but like I've ran out of time with being able to do that. Plus, it's Florida here in the summer. If I'm running 6 GPUs, my AC bill goes through the roof. I would much rather outsource that to like a mining as a service company like Ace Miners and let you guys do that. And I get to do it in a decentralized fashion where I just hold an NFT in one of my DeFi wallets and I have total ownership and control of that. Now, with that being said, do you guys have what kind of guarantees or like accountability do or is there any kind of like agreement here that really makes it so the NFT holder is guaranteed these rewards for whatever? Is there anything like that? How does that work?
So we're fully registered. We provide full transparency. So as you can see with the dashboard, the user can check the live hash rates through the API integration. So it's as if you've got your own miners, you're checking the pool to see if they're active. So really, we've proven ourselves with Ace Miners, and we're here to do the same thing with Ant Miners, and we're not going anywhere. We're, just getting started, really. And we've got lots of contacts within the space. We help develop mining farms as well. That's another piece to it, but that's our sister company. So, we really are here to provide that full transparency and be able to give back to the community and just build the community and bring more people into mining, introduce them to the concept and help them, generate profits. That's what it's all about.
Okay, so basically you guys, your rewards and payouts are staked on your personal and business reputations out here with your long track record and everything you guys are doing. You've kept your word with everything you said you're going to do. You've done it above and beyond. I think everybody that I know out here speaks of you in extremely high regard. Both of you and Sarah, your entire team and community is excellent. So in terms of like DeFi sentiment, you guys are right there at the top. And I don't say that lightly. I wouldn't wear this on YouTube otherwise if I didn't think so. So yeah, I think that's great.
Appreciate that, Alex. And the feeling is mutual. Sarah and I and AJ as well, we always talk about it. You are up there for us and one of our, favorite influencers and just very genuine. Everything that you do, you can just tell you are very authentic. So we appreciate you a lot.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you guys listening aren't in their Discord server already, go check out their Discord server. You got such a positive community. It's really refreshing in the bear market to have like a community that's positive and helpful and knowledgeable, and everybody's just like happy with how you guys are, doing things. So, do you guys have like a is it discord.gg /
Ace Miners NFT?
Discord.gg / Ace Miners NFT. And I'll put all the links in the description of this video for the Ant Miners NFT stuff, their Discord server, with their awesome community. And yeah, I mean, I think we've basically covered everything important here. Do you guys have anything else hiding up your sleeves? Anything else you want to tell the audience today?
I think we covered it pretty much all.
Yeah,
so.
I think you did a great job, Alex. As AJ mentioned, the reveal party is coming up. And then we've got those legendary perks. We've got other giveaways that are coming up as well. So stay tuned for that. And then also we're just waiting on the entire batch to come in, and that way we can get them up and hashing. So very exciting time. We should be getting those numbers up by next week.
Awesome. That's very exciting. And I wish you guys the best of luck. I will try to get one of these if I can, one of the Ant Miner NFTs, because I am bullish on Kaspa now after this deep dive I did on it. It's very exciting stuff. So I wish you guys the best. Thank you, Zara and AJ, for coming on the show again. You are two of my favorite people out here, and I can't wait to see how these things perform over the next couple years. Hopefully, you guys get super rich, and you guys make a whole bunch of other people super rich from this. as the beauty of DeFi and new proof of work protocols coming up. So I don't know, it's really exciting stuff. AJ, Zara, thank you so much. And audience, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. It helps the algorithm. Let's get this out to more people, and I will see you on the next one.
Appreciate you, Alex. Thanks so much
Alex.
for everything. Thank you for taking the time to do this AMA as well. We appreciate you.
Thank you both so much.